let's get wacky. Tejano norteño, we talk to them all. Su servidor el bomb, Bomba Gómez, su compa Eddie el producer. And now it's time for Bumpa's Wacky Wednesday.
Orale! I'm Little Joe, and you are watching Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. I mean, wacky!
Here's this week's Wacky Wednesday classic.
Dime si soy un tonto al haberme enamorado, al haberme ilusionado de tu amor.
And that was a Wacky Wednesday classic. Remember that one?
Llevaron a mi negra, se la llevaron de aquí. Y sus padres me dijeron que por mucho que la quiera nunca será para mí. Se llevaron a mi negra al otro lado del mar, que yo soy poca cosa y que con un cancionero nunca la van a casar. Podrán llevársela lejos al otro lado del mar, pero yo les aseguro que mi negra consentida nunca me podrá olvidar. Podrán llevársela lejos a la orilla de este mundo, pero nadie logrará que la deje de querer con amor tan profundo. Por lejos que se vaya, yo la seguiré, seguiré sus pasos y la encontraré. Por lejos que se vaya, la voy a buscar y nadie en el mundo nos va a separar. Podrán llevársela lejos al otro lado del mar, pero yo les aseguro que mi negra consentida nunca me podrá olvidar. Podrán llevársela lejos a la orilla de este mundo, pero nadie logrará que la deje de querer con amor tan profundo. Por lejos que se vaya, yo la seguiré, seguiré sus pasos y la encontraré. Por lejos que se vaya, la voy a buscar y nadie en el mundo nos va a separar. Que se vaya, yo la seguiré, seguiré sus pasos y la encontraré. Por lejos que se vaya, la voy a buscar y nadie en el mundo nos va a separar. Por lejos que se vaya, yo la seguiré, seguiré sus pasos y la encontraré. Por lejos que se va.
Wacky Wednesday. Wacky Wednesday.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Unfiltered,
The real deal. No pre-planning, no chingaderas. Straight up from the bill.
Wacky Wednesday.
B-Town's very own.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Here's your host, Bumper Gomez.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. And I can promise you tonight, I hope your stomachs are, you're gonna get an ab workout tonight. I could promise you that. When I'm not even starting the show yet, and I'm already laughing, my ears are on fire. Welcome, man. Welcome. We're here live in the studio here in San Antonio, Texas, to another live episode of Bumper's Wacky Wednesday, along with our producer Eddie Hernandez. You guys are in it for tonight, man. I'm telling you right now. We are with some gentlemen that have been in the industry for a very long time. Super funny, charismatic dudes with some crazy stories, man. And again, if you're one of those fans who just like to hear things that you'll never hear on any other kind of show or, on a video, you're never going to hear the stuff that you're going to hear tonight. You guys better be ready. So we are 1 week away when the entire United States comes upon our great city, the capital of Tejano music. Make sure can we bold that, Eddie? Highlight that somehow? No, I'm just messing with you. But no, the capital of Tejano music. Right, next week, we bring in everybody from all over the United States and Mexico, makes their way here to San Antonio for Tejano Fanfare, for Tejano Fanfare, for everything that's going on. There's so many things that are going to be going on next week, starting Thursday, starting Wednesday, man. There's all kinds of things going on. So if you're coming to San Antonio, looking forward to seeing you guys here in San Antonio. Come and enjoy our food. Downtown. Yeah, keep them muted, bro. Keep them muted until it's time. You just come on down and enjoy. It's going to be a great time. Don't forget, next week we're going to be at it's going to be public, right, Eddie? It's public one. ¿Cómo se llama the place? 502. The 502. We're going to be 502. We'll give you some more information about that. But we're going to be live from the 502. So if everybody's coming in early for Fanfare, you want to experience a live podcast, a live Bumper's Wacky Wednesday, you can come hang out with us next Wednesday at the 502, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So everybody joining us, man, to all of our Excellencia fans from all over the United States and Mexico, all over the world, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys ain't ready. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest this evening, put him on, Eddie. Mr. David Yanda and my boy Papos. Yeah, dog. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Hey, thank you for having us here, Bumper. I mean, this should be very exciting. I mean, we shall see.
Well, we're gonna throw one out right away, ladies and gentlemen. For the record, David Diana is I know Ram is the most wanted man. That's his nickname. But David Diana is the most wanted man when it comes to interview, podcast, things of that nature. He's just a dude that's not really his cup of tea, but lucky enough, we're neighbors. So he couldn't run. I literally went and picked him up and brought him over here today. Come on, you're going to do the show. So again, gentlemen, welcome, man. Appreciate you guys being here with us tonight.
Hey, the honor's ours to come here, like I say. And you were right. I don't do very many interviews or podcasts or stuff like that. Due to the fact that, no, I'm kidding. I'm sure they're going to want to know.
He's not kidding.
They're going to want to know a lot of questions, but there's really not a whole lot to talk about because most of it was already discussed before we came on air. But I'm sure it'll come back.
We'll get into it. But what's really, really cool is tonight, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are going to premiere the brand new single, right? David's brand new single. You're going to hear it for the very first time tonight on Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. So no screen records. The program that we use lets us know if you screen record, if you steal our... Nobody know it. It doesn't. I was just giving you a hard time. But no, man, you guys are in luck for a great show tonight. I'm ready to have a good time. Dave.
Uh-oh.
You mentioned a year when we were off camera, and it really made me, as I was still in conversation in the back of my head, it was just going over and over and over in the back of my head. You said the late 1970s, bro.
Yeah.
The late 1970s. What was David Yanda doing in 1978, bro?
Actually, I was still in school.
But already jamming.
Oh, yeah. No, of course. Back in the late 70s, of course, yeah, playing music. Still getting my education, which is very, very important. So I made sure that I did continue my schooling and traveled, performing, of course, back in the day, and continue doing it up to present. See, I have to cut it short.
No, hombre. So David, you started with Raul Yanda, right? Back in the day, which is your tío, your tío. Growing up, man, was music something that like, hey, you're gonna do music, or it's just something you're around? You're like, hey, I'm gonna pick up a guitar and start jamming or start singing.
Actually, honestly, didn't know at the time. It's just something that happened. Of course, my primo Jaime, he started at a much younger age than I did. And we were hanging out a lot, and music kind of, it started to interest me. So I just, little by little, picked up here, there, and then before you know it, we started doing all kinds of stuff.
And you became part of that band, part of that. You're already part of the family, but you became part of that band going on tour. So how old were you when you started touring with Raul Yanda?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question. I know, I was pretty young. I want to say it was either maybe 13, 14, somewhere around there. Of course, I didn't sing at the time, but we did start learning music, and it just, I don't know, it was something that, I don't know how to explain it, because really at that time, well, of course, it's even present, I'm a little better now, but, Spanish, I didn't really speak it. I could understand little because of my parents, but as far as,
speaking fluently,
that's up to this day. I'm not fluent, but yeah, I can,
You can carry a conversation if need be.
Yeah, it just depends on what the conversation is, but... but yeah, of course, yeah. So we started playing music and did not know that things were going to pan out the way they did, because we kind of revolutionized conjunto music for some reason. Much of the younger generation back then, which, as a matter of fact, one of the first albums we released was The New Generation, of course, and it got a lot of the younger crowd into conjunto music, which is bajo sexto recording, of course.
Yeah. I remember walking in one time. I was probably about 9 years old. I walked in, it might have been Flamingo.
Possibly.
The original Flamingo. Mm-hmm. And I remember walking in, and I knew I was going to see a band called Los Chamacos, right? And I was thinking, well, I knew what it meant.
Yeah.
So nobody knew what to expect. So we walk in, and the minute we walk in, the first thing we see is David with his bajo behind his head, Jaime with his accordion behind his head, going backwards on the ground, and we're like, what did we just miss? Like, we'd never seen anything like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this was through my uncle Benavides. They were the ones that introduced us to y'all guys. So that's how long I've known David. I was young, very young. And then, of course, with Excellencia, when he first started Excellencia, I was in high school. And a lot of people don't know that I was a sax player. So Jesse had been talking to me about possibly joining the band. And David said no, because I was too young. And I was like all bummed out. And then,
he didn't want to babysit. Papa
he didn't want to
babysit.
Well, he probably would have been. Well, you babysit Lolly.
Well,
so.
Oh, we're gonna get into babysitting here in a minute.
You came first,
but
I want to say you were the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
There you go. That's what I remember right there.
That's
what I remember right there.
Wow.
That was. We never seen anything like it.
You didn't tell me about all this.
Oh, she got Oscar.
Oh my gosh, you're going way back
right there, dude. Wow.
That guy was an amazing accordion player. He didn't know it, but he was.
That's great. So David, you grew up there in H-Town, right? In Houston?
Correct.
Started with Raul de Anda. And you're right. Los Chamacos, to this, I mean, they were the group that I guess, in a sense, brought the show band feel to what conjunto music is, right?
Correct.
I think that would be the right word the right way to put it. And they never let it go. Like, Chamacos took off. They did their thing. How many years were you with Jaime, David?
I don't know exactly how many, but I know we parted ways. I would want to say like 83, 84, somewhere in there, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we just decided to do our own thing. He was going to do his, and I was going to do mine, and we just did our own thing.
And you mentioned a few minutes ago. You said that you didn't sing. You just kind of played. I mean, was singing something that you just like? Well, I'm gonna go on my own. I need to start to sing, or you already were singing. I mean, growing up, you would sing.
Well, actually, I remember my dad had bought me a guitar when I was pretty young, and I would sing a little bit, trying to learn, a few chords on the guitar, but they would be in English, of course. And then when I started with my cousin Mateo Raúl de Anda, Los Chamacos, we always had a singer. We had different singers that came in, and as I recall, one night we performed at a place there in Houston, and our singer, we had bad weather, lots of rain came in, so our singer wasn't able to make the gig because it was flooding, and of course there was a lot of people there, and so we're like, what are we gonna do? So we just, we played, but we were just doing like, polkas and wapangos, just instrumental stuff.
Instrumental stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like,
trying to kill time.
Yeah,
like, hey, how long do we gotta play for?
Really, but and then of course the singers we had, that singer in particular, he had a book stand, and he had lyrics to the songs.
Yeah.
And I had been playing, and I could listen. Like I say, I can understand Spanish very well, and I can read it for some reason and write it. But fluently speaking, I'm still lacking on that. But that night, the singer didn't show up, and I told Jaime, I was like, you know what? There was a light hanging, and I said, if y'all can turn that light off. We had a light on the stand, and a lot of people don't know this story. This is going way, way back. I said, I think I can sing that song. So we turned the light off, and I sang it. And if the song was Piquito de Oro, I remember that. And I had never sang before in front of an audience. And I did it, and I was like, Well, bottom line, I think I did that one and Por una Mujer Casada. They were the only two that I but I just up and sang them. And then after that, it took off. We get home, and my uncle comes in the room the next day and said, hey, you guys are going to start singing. So we did.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So, you come from a musical family, right? So to say, you come from a musical family. Papos, what about you, man? Where did you grow up at, bro?
I grew up in Corpus Christi, Texas. I was born and raised until David finished raising me. I was in Houston for many, many, many years. Just so happened the bands that I played with were from Houston. So I did about a good 17 years maybe in Houston. But I was born and raised in Corpus Christi, Texas.
And that's your hometown?
That's my hometown. That's where all of us, me, Albert Zamora, Roland Gomez, all these, Milo, all these guys, we were all, we all went to school together. We skipped school together and practiced at the park together. And,
well, you have to give all that information.
While
your teachers may be watching your old teachers back then.
While already knowing David, we all knew David already.
Yeah.
And he had Los Chavalos at the time. And there was another group that we looked up to, when we were young.
So you left Los Chamacos and you started David Yanda y Los Chavalos, right?
Yeah.
So I would assume that Chavalos came because it was close to Chamacos, and that's where you came from?
You would be correct, yes. Something
I guess that
similar.
was his way of saying I'm younger. But
No,
he
no,
wasn't.
I
though.
wasn't.
He wasn't.
young. I was a little older.
You're just a little bit older,
Well,
man.
actually,
a
the
little
band
bit
was
older.
going to be Los Chavalones, so we had. I was like, I don't
That
think I
was
like the way that
exaggerating
sounds.
too much, right?
Hey, Dave. So, and then when you left, like when you left Raul, you left Jaime, you started your own band. You stuck with the conjunto format
Yes, I continued to play conjunto for a while.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 years, 3 or 4, maybe.
Let me see. About 5 years.
And Excellencia's born in what year?
19. It was
88.
the first gig we did was in 1988. It was October 31st, 1988.
Well, before we get deep into Excellencia, you know, Excellencia, I just want people to realize that I got a great message before we start. Un saludos to our Milwaukee family, to Miss Fella. And she's like, you know, it's been a while that I went and looked up the band. You know, I saw who was on there. I went and looked up, and they went on Apple Music and played the thing, and it took her back. And I was telling Papa before you got here, Dave, you know, to me, Excellencia was a band that almost instantly had their own sound. A lot of people come on here and they're like, hey, you know, the ultimate goal for an artist is to be able to start a song and then within a few seconds, boom, I can tell you who that is, right? Because they've developed their own sound.
Yes.
Right? For me, and everybody has their own opinion, and this is my opinion. My opinion is that, you know, when Excellencia came together and I went and bought that first cassette, I was instantly drawn. Like it was something different. You know what I mean? And you guys never really left that kind of sound. It was the Excellencia sound. You were able to mix where you came from. You were able to mix what the industry was evolving to, and still made it your own. I know that's a lot to take on in, but that's how I felt about Excellencia. You know, you guys came booming in the big hair band days, right? The Motley Crues, the Metallicas, and all that stuff, and you know everything was the same. That was a style. You know what I'm saying? But Dave, when did you decide to say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna leave the Chavalos thing alone, and I'm gonna make this band Excellencia?
Well, that's a very, very good question.
That's actually a good question.
As far as the starting was me and Jesse Perales. We were
May you rest in peace,
yeah,
man.
may he rest in peace. I'm sure he's listening to us. But we were in Nashville, Tennessee. We were doing some country stuff up there with my sister, and I remember we flew in. The Tejano Music Awards were going on at the time, so we flew in, and it was my sister and my brother-in-law, and they saw it was an event. I think Selena was playing at the time, and it was a big crowd, you know. So he saw all this, and of course he's a businessman, and we fly back to Nashville, and he's like, "Do you think you guys can, make a Tejano band?" And me and Jesse look at each other and we're like, "Yeah." And at the time, of course, I was, you know, conjunto. That's
Hardcore conjunto.
Hardcore. That's my main thing. And so we decided to come back to make a band, and that's what we did. We started hunting down the guys, and finally we found them. It wasn't easy, but yeah, we got them. And with the combination of the sound, the Tejano music sound, and then the conjunto sound, I think that's how we got the style that we had, because I played conjunto and the other, you know, members, they were, you know, Tejano, you know, keyboard, saxophone. We never had that. It was always bajo sexto and accordion. So when we get together, of course, at the time, I wasn't a guitar player, and I played bajo. So we were like, you know, we had tryouts with guitar players. And some would show up and try a little bit, then leave, back and forth. So we had a problem as far as getting a guitar player. And I had an old guitar laying around. And I told the guys, I said, we used to rehearse with the bajo sexto, you know, when we would rehearse. So then I said, you know what, guys? Can't be that hard. You know, the songs were simple. And so I started playing guitar. So not being much of a guitar player, it was simplified, you know, from my bajo playing. So I think that's how the sound came in, because I was conjunto and they were tejano.
And that's how it was born, the Excellencia
Pretty
sound.
much, yeah. The ni por mí, I mean, that just took the cake.
Let's rewind. Let's rewind a little bit. And you're not just talking about anybody, any band members that made Excellencia. These dudes had all, from what I know, they all had been part of another band that's still around today. They're still kicking ass, taking names.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know, many people say the greatest Tejano band of all time, you know, Grupo La Mafia.
Correct.
And so my question, and I know Papa will jump in on it, but my question is more to you. How does David Dianda get these dudes to get in a band and form Excellencia?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, since Jesse was previously with, you know, perform with those guys, so he had a lot to do with it too. You know, we had to kind of looking back then, we didn't have Google, you know, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So we just had to get in the car and start hunting them down,
But
ask them questions.
those chavalos would open up sometimes.
Yeah.
For La Mafia.
I used to went up for Mafia a lot.
So it's kind of like
when they would tour.
Everybody.
So you guys kind of already knew each other already.
We knew each other. Yeah. So, you know, we just one by one found them all and say, hey, we want to start a band. Let's try it out, and then the rest is history.
So Papo, this question is for you. Did any member actively leave La Mafia to join Excellencia?
No, they pretty much were out of the band.
Yeah.
And that's when they decided to, you know, with Jesse to, you know, get together to form this band. I didn't come until maybe a year later, a year and a half later at the most. But Randy was the original keyboard player, and he was there for about maybe 9 months or something like that.
Yeah, no, it was more than a year.
It was more than a year, so something like that. But they Randy, all them already had been with La Mafia, and they weren't with La Mafia at the time. They were already out.
They were already out.
Yeah.
Man, so then you formed this group called Excellencia. And I want to take you guys back. I'm a 12-year-old kid living in Beeville, Texas. Huge Tejano fan. We talked about this place, and I mentioned it before. I know a lot of my people from Beeville will get excited when I talk about this, but you know, Beeville was known. We had one of the hottest freaking nightclubs in Tejano history, like, to me. Right? Maybe I'm a little showing favoritism because I'm from there.
No, the market in Beeville was amazing.
The market was exactly, and there was a place called the El Dorado Convention Center. It had a black and white checkered dance floor.
It had a little club on the inside, right?
It had a little club right there when you walked in.
I think it was called the Chess Club or
something. It was called the Chess Club.
Yes.
Yeah, you got good memory, dog.
Hey.
Well, this place, I remember Excellencia, and the reason this is so, like, I can smell it, I can see you guys, and I want to talk about it. Excellencia was on stage, man, and I think it was one of the very first times as a 12-year-old I was like, holy shit, this is crazy, right? The amount of people that were in there, the crowds were just crazy. But what I remember the most was like the AC was in there, but it would get so hot in there.
They would turn it off.
Right.
Actually.
They would and then you could literally see the humidity above the dance floor as you guys had people dancing, and you could just, you know, mix with the y'all's fog and shit from the stage, mixed with that. It was just so thick, man. But such a vivid memory. And I know a lot of people. You know, can, you know, not just the El Dorado and Beeville, but I'm sure La Villita, all these other places, La Casa Blanca, like the Stardust, but like you can remember all these places. And Excellencia was one of the bands you were in the mix of it, bro. In the late 80s, you guys were in the mix of all the La Mafia, Mas. There you guys were, right? The Excellencia was born. You guys come onto the scene. So the question, Dave, is when Excellencia starts you get going, right? You get going in the industry. You know, everybody's loving it. Did Excellencia have a rival?
No.
I don't know. Papo's face says otherwise.
No.
I mean,
No, it's because
Saludos to Ruben Naranjo for watching for Ricky Naranjo.
it could
Salud,
be
brother.
more than one. So
No,
that's why I
it's-
said,
it's because we were very fortunate to be that band. We didn't have enemies. Actually, we didn't, because everybody loved to party with us at one time or other. And we were always that band that they wanted to be around and party with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because I don't know up to what year. For a very long time, we thought it was just a party, one big freaking party, you know, that lasted for many years. So I mean, there was times when it got so bad that, you know, I keeping in mind, I just turned 17 or something like that. Christmas night.
A youngster right there.
Christmas night. Christmas night, and I go to the Yellow Rose, and I go see Excellencia, right? And I believe you had Valentino playing with you at the time, and I forgot who else you had. But anyway, Valentino came up to me and said, "Hey, bro, you look like a musician. Do you play?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Do you know I play accordion and keyboards?" And I said, "Yeah." And I was lying. I didn't know how to play accordion. I knew how to play keyboards a little bit.
I found that out after I took him on the road.
But, yeah. So here I am, 10 years younger than everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm on my way. They take me to my house. And now it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was after the gig with the Yellow Rose, you know? And so I'm waking up my parents, Mom, Dad, hey, I'm moving to Houston. And they're like, "What? What do you mean?"
In the middle of the night, bro?
Middle of the night.
Yeah, it was after the gig.
They're waiting outside.
We told him I
Beer
told him you
cans
want to go on the
falling
road
and all kinds of stuff, you know?
I told him, I said, if you want to go on the road, and you know,
Because we had to leave to Florida.
get some clothes and let's go.
So
I didn't know he didn't know how to play keys that well.
on the way to on the way to Houston, brother, on the way to Houston, I'm sitting down.
You start crying.
And these guys are boozing, like they're gone. And I'm sitting down and I'm looking at them. I see Speedy, see David, see Jesse, see Adam, and I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing? You know, I didn't drink, I didn't do anything, you know.
Yeah.
And
Little square that I'm out of
these
here.
guys were out of control on the way to Houston.
Are we
they
gonna
had,
make it?
They had cases and cases of beer from the Yellow Rose.
Yeah, they gave it to him.
So I was like, "Oh Lord, this is gonna be an interesting ride." So we get to Houston, and these guys are all messed up and everything. So we get to Houston, and I'm right away, man. While they're sleeping and stuff, I'm practicing, learning the accordion and whatever my dad showed me, and whatever, you know, whatever. Because me and I were best friends at the time. So whatever we learned from Bonnie and stuff like that, because Bonnie used to be Albert's neighbor.
Uh-huh.
And I just put it all together and try to get my fingers to work. And I remember we had to go to play in Champagne's, at the Armory in Homestead.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up. Hey, my wife's going to come knocking on the door inside of us, all our family in Florida. He's bringing back old school, the Homestead Army right here. All right, Papos, keep going.
So here we go on stage, and I put on the accordion because at that time we didn't have any accordion songs. We were playing a cover. It might have been Por una Mujer Casada, or it might have been something like that.
Songs.
So there I am, and oh my God, I sounded interesting. Very interesting.
David gave him the look.
David does the whole Junior. I thought you knew I played accordion, and I go, I'll get there. Don't worry about it. You know. So it wasn't until like maybe 3 months later, 4 months later, where we get talks. We get a phone call from Bob Griever, and we're talking about doing the next album, which at the time They already did Running Against Against the Odds or All Odds or whatever. And we were talking about doing a Taste of Excellence. And so I'm looking at these guys like, I don't think we're going to get anything done. There's no way. Because they were always
partying it out, you know.
Well, that's how the music came out.
So I got introduced to Andy Bradley there at Sugar Hill Studios, and David told me, "Hey, Junior, by the way, you're in the hot seat. You're gonna direct the album. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that." And I'm over here like, but I'm just a kid, you know. But I was the only one that didn't drink. You know, everybody else was always. This guy was living it up with Bob Griever and all. They were
didn't drink yet.
Constantly partying and stuff like that. But you know what? It worked. It worked because I was sober. They were feeling good. But the chemistry between David, what he brought to the table, what Speedy brought to the table, Adam brought to the table. Adam spent a lot of time with me and Andy Bradley because he didn't drink.
Right.
Every once in a while he'll get a little bit out of hand, but you know, it worked, man. It worked, and here I am, just a kid. I didn't know anything, you know. I mean, I knew what I knew from what I used to be the producer for my dad's band.
Yeah.
But that was something totally different. That was conjunto, and I was actually before Excellencia, I was with Conjunto Bernal for a good little while. So I knew these styles of music, but I had never been introduced to Excellencia. Although I listened to La Mafia for many years. But like I said, it worked. And the whole chemistry, how things got done. That first album did amazing for us. And I was listening to what you were saying when you said that, you know, whenever a song starts, you just knew it was Excellencia. Well, the whole concept behind that is every time, like we would talk and say, David, when a certain song finishes on the radio, what is ours going to sound like? So with that being, you know, said, all our intros were very strong and heavy and, you know, right on your face.
Right in your face to get your attention right away.
That was the reason. That was the concept behind it.
That's man. Yeah. That's awesome. Go and I kind of went kind of quick, but real quick, going back to the Excellencia, the band. Dave, how did you come up with the name Excellencia?
Oh, actually, that was a mistake, and it wasn't just me. It was all of us. We were in Nashville, Tennessee at the time, at a hotel, and we were trying to come up with the name. The song was recorded, but it was never, we never came up with the name for the band, so we were all just brainstorming, trying to come up with a name. But we came back to Texas, and we met with Bob Griever, and it was just like, I don't know, we had tried to call the song Excellencia or something like that, this, that, and the other. And anyway, we're all in the car with Bob Griever driving around, and he just came up and he goes, you know that name that y'all came up with, Excellencia, and he said, maybe y'all should use that name. We were like, we didn't say that. So we were like, well, you said it, well, might as well just keep it. So we just...
So it's just something that popped up. We're like, hey, sounds good.
So we just said, yeah, we'll take it. And so we went ahead and went with that.
And the birth of Excellencia.
That was when it started.
Yeah, how many times did we get heat on the spelling of the
we had to change spelling so many times.
Y'all not Excellencia, y'all Excellencia.
Yeah, well, I didn't know we were making that much noise to where we were getting...
XC? Is it XE?
Excellencia. Excellencia.
Here's my grief with David DeAnda right now.
Uh-oh.
My grief with David DeAnda right now is that if I want to hear an Excellencia song from 1980, 1990, right? And I go on Apple Music, it's hard to find Excellencia under one thing. And you're not the only one. I'm just giving you a hard time.
I know you are.
Tejano artists always, I don't know what happens, but it's like, you know, they have like 4 different ways to find their music. You can't just go to one and be like, have all their albums. Yeah. I just want to go on an Excellencia freaking tour and I want to hear it all. You know what I mean? You have to go to David DeAnda, Excellencia. Yeah, Excellencia over here. You know, why does that happen or how does that happen?
That is a good question because I'm really not sure, but I do know that people ask me that question. Where can I find this? Where can I find that? Where can I buy this, buy that? Well, most of the the albums that we recorded, of course, CDs, they're out of print now. And of course, I went with Capitol years ago and tried to get them to go ahead and re-release some of the stuff. So what they did is they would do like compilations of different songs, and bring it out on CDs. But as far as
that kind of jacks up the names, and
they did that. But as far as finding them,
all
like
in
what
one,
you're asking, that's hard to do. I have them all.
Another thing is that whenever Excellencia we no longer had the contract with EMI.
Yeah.
Was during the time where social media still hadn't came, all this internet stuff still hadn't came. So when it dropped off, it just stayed there. You know, there was nobody to put it on digitize it and put it on social media and websites and stuff like that. You know,
it's a different time.
It was a different time.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. You know, we talked about if you had any enemies and stuff like, not enemies, but people you were kind of maybe you guys didn't get along with. Let me rephrase that a little bit.
Uh-oh.
When Excellencia was at the top for both of you, if you had to name one band that was probably gave you the most, you were the most competitive with. That's a better way to put it. If you know, what band would that have been? Papos, I'll let you answer first, and then
you would.
There was
the same.
It goes back to what I was saying. Excellencia had always been a band of many fans that were musicians, and for us personally to have had a rival band, I mean, I don't think.
I want to say, don't really, look at it as rival. Like if you're
or
like,
competitive,
yeah, you're competitive. It's like that you were competing with right there when you guys were at the pinnacle of Excellencia.
Well, I think at that time we were all competing because at that time, you know, Sombra was going real strong, Mafia was extremely strong, Fiebre was doing very well, very good, Fama was doing good, you know. So we were all put on this I guess this level, and that was working the market. That kept the market big.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't until certain things started happening, certain bands started having problems with their label, certain bands having problems with their manager, and things started kind of like fizzling out a little bit. And then that left room for, you know, the new guys, you know, Centella, all these new artists that were coming up at the time, Tormenta, but then again, those were guys that we knew, and they, you know, they looked up to Excellencia and they looked up to Fiebre. They looked up to them bands. So the competition back then was a little bit different than what you would see now, you know, because competition meant you were in the business.
You were where you needed to be.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Because bands back then, they weren't the top, they weren't the bottom. We were definitely not the top or the bottom, but we idled throughout the whole golden years. So what we made back in those days was the equivalent of some probably, you know, good band today.
Yeah.
You know, but the market was different, you know.
I hear that. Well, I got a good question for David.
I'm sure you do.
And it's going to come right after this, right? Ladies and gentlemen, here we love to show you guys brand new music. We do a little segment called What's Bumper Bumpin'. And this week we got a special song. I don't think my part is on there, but if you haven't heard it, I'll tell you afterwards. What's Bumper Bumpin' right here.
It's time to check out What's Bumper Bumping.
Que su amor ella me quiera dar. Ay, qué buena está. Cada vez que la miro me hace temblar.
What's bumper bumping?
No te importó romperme el corazón, me fallaste. Que te vaya mal, que tu mundo se llene de oscuridad, que llores por las noches gritando mi nombre y mueras por mí. Que te vaya mal, que tu mundo se llene de oscuridad. Ojalá que te mueras de rabia al verme contento y feliz. Que te vaya mal, que te vaya muy mal. Y que te vaya mal, chiquita.
What's bumper bumping?
No logré olvidarte con otros besos. No logré arrancarte de mi pensamiento. No logré olvidarte a pesar del tiempo. Cuando tú, mi amor, estuviste
And that is
lejos.
this week's What's Bumper Bumping?
Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, 3 badass songs for you guys to go out there and check out. Hey, the first one that came out was our good friend Rick Balderrama, who came out with this brand new single. If you go out and you hear the whole song, there's a part in there you might recognize somebody. I'll leave it at that. He's going to come out with the video here. I don't know when. I don't know. What I'm hoping is that we get it first here at Bumpers Wacky Wednesday and we can play it for the very first time on Wacky Wednesday for you guys before he actually releases it. And then it might give it away who's in that song. So make sure you guys go out there and check it out. Of course, our good friend Lucky Joe with the second song. And the first song was Imposible with Juan P, featuring Juan P. Another awesome jam for you guys to go and check out. Those are brand new songs that are out here in La Onda Tejana. Make sure you guys go out there and show those artists some love. They would greatly appreciate it. And again, the Rick Balderrama one, super cool. You gotta go check it out. It's an awesome song. Hey, you might know that guy. Papo, saludos right there. Mr. Lalo Reina tuning in right here.
That's my boy right there.
Right, favorite bands.
Saludos, bro. That's Mr. Golf himself.
Yeah, he's on the PGA, no?
Yeah,
he's gonna go for the PGA.
He's always been a good golfer, man, since he was a kid. Saludos, bro. Love you.
To Lalo and Elida, all the L Camp. Thank you guys for always tuning in and always showing us love. Hey, un saludos to my good friends, the 1000, some of the baddest DJs on TikTok. If you guys haven't checked them out, they're live every morning. They're in the mix with Hot Tejano almost every morning, not every other morning, with our good friend Suavecito and Sunflowers on the Hot Tejano Morning Show. Always jamming. Again, big saludos to my good friend Mr. Indio Cáceres también. Look, we have all the podcasters. We have everybody's an Excellencia fan, bro.
Saludos,
I'm telling you, bro.
Saludos
When we put
everybody.
your poster out, people are like,
Papo.
"No way,
Aeg.
this is really happening." This
There's
is really
Mr.
happening.
Mel himself, man.
Saludos to Mel Sanchez tuning in.
Yeah, you know what that is?
No.
A huevo.
David Lee Rodriguez, saludos, man. Thanks for tuning in. All the artists tuning in. We greatly appreciate you guys. Everybody tuning in on YouTube and Facebook. We're so happy you're here with us. David, Excellencia. You know, you and Papa were talking, and I want the people to get I want them to get a glimpse of what me as a 12, 13-year-old, what I thought, you know, and listening to you guys, well, what I thought was what was really happening, you know what I mean? But to go back to 1990, 1989, Excellencia's selling out everywhere you go. People hasta la madre and everywhere, dude. Everywhere you guys would go. What was life like? Like what was a typical day for David Yanda, for Papos, for the band of Excellencia? On a Friday night, you know you're gonna go play at
You know I'm gonna say right.
at La Villita and Alice, or you know anywhere, anywhere, any of the salones. what was a for the fans, man? On the real, what was a real typical day like?
I think a real typical day was like just trying to wake up.
I was about to say that because Papa, I don't know if he knew I was going to say this, but that was one of the worst things when we gigged a night and then knowing we had to travel the next day to go to the next venue, next gig. You know, we had a certain time that we had to be up, ready to go to where we can go to the next town. And yours truly over here would always be the last one up, the last one to get dressed, and the last one to be in the vehicle. Yes.
Yeah.
Eddie, can you pull up the comment real quick from Rubén Naranjo III, por favor? Check this out. I remember seeing them when I was a kid at the Crystal Ballroom in Alice. They jammed mano a mano with my grandfather, Rubén Naranjo, and I freaked out with their look. Put a long hair, leather outfits, bro.
and we were all fans, Rubén Naranjo fans.
Of course.
Dude, like,
you know,
I know for you, it's because you it's like I said, you become immune to this stuff. But as a fan, bro, you did a mano with Rubén Naranjo, bro.
Yes,
bro,
more than once.
I think that was
times.
I was starstruck that day, getting to see him up and close. You know, sound check, and you know, I was like, just like that's him. You know? And it was awesome, man. Saludos, brother.
Hey. Saludos.
I had to say, I saw that. I was like, dang, man, that's freaking crazy. But we're going back to the original question. Hey, did you ever play Las Flores in Beeville? The other dance hall, the old school dance hall, Las Flores.
Yes, we did. We played it one time.
Somebody just put it. Daniel Gonzalez put Las Flores in Beeville. That's an old school one.
You're going way back.
But where I was going with the question is like for me as a fan, right? Like, was it really, and I don't mean to offend nobody by saying it like this, but this is the easiest way to put it. Was it really sex, drugs, and rock and roll?
Oh, man.
Oh, I never did drugs, but I saw a lot.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, but it was more the drug part, not.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well, no, I said me. Now, as far as the other guys,
I was like, I'm speaking for myself personally, bro. I'm only talking for myself.
But back in those days, there was so much of it. I mean, it was not just Excellencia, but we were the hardcore ones, you know. We might have not been the best musicians or anything like that, but we were always the band that everybody wanted to party with. But you knew
a party was coming.
It was always a party.
You guys are coming, a party was coming.
But actually, we weren't the only band, I mean, that would...
Oh, no, I'm sure. But I mean, it's because I have you guys here. I mean, I just pictured you guys. Like, I mean, as a young teenager, like, I would see, I'm like, these dudes got to be living life, bro. Like, this has got to be the life to party all night, to play music. All these any chick you want, all the you get hammered, whatever the hell you wanted to do, and then guess what? You wake up the next day and you do it again.
You know what was really awesome was throughout the years, the people that we met and accumulated friendship. Every city we played at, there was always that one couple or where we just. You know, they come and they hang around with us. We go go eat with them.
That was the best thing.
And barbecue and have a few beers, hang out with them. That was really, really cool, man.
Yeah, we were pretty much down to earth with all of our fans. That's one thing that we always did do was, you know, let our fans know that, you know, we're just like them. You know, we're people too. You know, we love what we do and we put out hits and
we just party harder.
Yeah, well,
that's about it.
So I want you guys to stick with me right here. All right? Mm-hmm. Stay with me right here. So we're talking about Excellencia. I'm going to say it again. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Jamming out everywhere they go. But we said a word earlier that I don't know if you guys were paying attention. We said a word. It's a title. The title's called Babysitter.
No good.
Right?
Here we go.
So I want you guys to go back and I want you to absorb what I'm telling you. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Long-haired. These dudes are jamming all over the place. Just like Rubén said, leather outfits. I mean, it all. Here comes knocking a 13-year-old kid.
Oh, my gosh.
Right?
I knew that was. I know. See, I told you, Lottie, this time was coming.
So the 13-year-old kid you decide to add a 13-year-old kid, a drummer.
Well, we had a keyboard player. He was the other keyboard player besides me. His name is Fidel Alvarez, and he was a twin. His twin brother was also in the band. Well, where Fidi lived, because he was staying a lot with his girlfriend, was literally across the street from Joey. And right next to his girlfriend's house was a church that Joey would always go to because his friends were part of that church.
Yeah.
So it was actually through picking up Fidi there all the time that we would see Lolly. And he would always come out. He's always have a pair of drumsticks, or he's in his on the porch,
jamming
out on a pillow, which to me, because I'm a drummer also, it's extremely hard to practice your rudiments off a pillow. It's so hard. And he would do it as a young kid. And I was like, wow, man, this guy, that was pretty impressive, right? Well, anyway, it was through Fidel that we got to see Joey till one day, because Joey went to some of our gigs, right? I mean, the ones he was allowed to go
actually,
to.
He did say one time, he said that when he first saw us at Fiesta Ballroom, in Seguin, that we scared him. I'm not lying, Joey. He said, because he was little, and he would see us, we had all this long hair and, with all these outfits and thrashing and all this crap, and then he thought we were rockers, but we were, he said that we looked scary.
But
he was pretty young, I guess.
But Joey's neighbor used to be the drummer for the Desi Arnaz band.
Yeah, for the Desi Arnaz band on
the big band.
Lucy.
So he learned a lot.
Dude, Saigon has a lot of freaking musicals that come from that place,
Steve
bro.
Velasquez, you
got
Fruit,
Super Dave from La Mafia.
Super Dave, you got Speedy, which is David's dad.
That's crazy. So okay. So you see this kid going back for the church. You yell at him, say, "Come on," or
no?
I think one time, Fidi had mentioned, "Hey man, this guy right here, he knows all our music. He knows this. He knows that." And I mean, we've heard that before.
Yeah.
I know all your music, but one time I was hearing him play in his house because he had his drum set right there, and I was like, "There's no way that's that kid," And then got to talking. We got to hanging out. So finally, when Dottie talked to David about possibly maybe him going on the road with us, we finally settled down to a date to where we're gonna have to pick him up from school because that was gonna be his last day at school. Oh boy! So we showed up to the school in the van to go gig, but everybody was already drunk. So when we get to the school, Joey's out there waiting, and they open up the van, and Rick Pitino.
No, we were not drunk. That was
the school zone, baby. In the school zone.
This was
David's trying to be
the night
cool,
before, but apparently they didn't get.
But the beer cans fell at the school. Yes, it did.
That is true.
That is true. So, and Joey was like, "Oh boy!" So his friends were like freaking out, like, "What are you doing, dude? You're going with these guys." And that's how we picked him up and took him on the road. And David had to sign all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, had to go through some legal stuff. He was still in school, so we had to put him on homeschooling. So he had to, when we were on tour, he had to, of course, do his schooling at the hotels or wherever.
Hey, but who was the teacher? You?
No. Well, I helped him out when I could, but.
Hey, one thing y'all guys don't know about David, he graduated pretty high in his class.
Oh yeah.
And
I helped him when I could, but he did pretty good on his own. I hope.
Hey, so there you guys go, right? You're on the road. You have a 13-year-old drummer. Like, what was the reaction from your friends, bro, or other people in the industry, the fans? Because I mean, I don't remember. Again, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't remember another big band having somebody that young and then playing drums. Driving the machine that's Excellencia.
Yeah, his voice hadn't even changed yet. He's not. Yeah, that real squeaky voice. he had a little big
Ponytail.
a little ponytail, pigtail. And I think, I don't know, maybe we scared him a little bit, but he was a hellacious drummer because I know one time we were going to play in Lubbock and our guitar player got tied up somehow or another and wasn't able to make it to the show. So I knew Joey was a great drummer because we had me drumming, but I know we were like in a tight situation, and we played with the Barrio Boys, and I think it was Shelly Lattis, and this was in Lubbock, Texas, at the Coliseum.
It was the
sold out
awards.
show, yeah. And
Tiger Diaz also.
and we were in the dressing room, and the guitar player didn't show up, so I had to buy a guitar and hadn't played guitar in a while. So we needed to figure out a way to kill the clock. So we were in the dressing room, and I told Lolly, I said, hey, I said, can you drum solo? He goes, yeah, I can solo. I said, okay, when we go on, in order to kill the clock, I need you to solo. So we let him go on by himself, and he started soloing, and I was like, whoa. I was standing on the side, and I was watching him. I was like, and then I actually let him solo it was way over 5 minutes.
I think that broke the ice because it changed the way people saw him. He was no longer the 13-year-old Joey.
No, he was massive.
He was massive, you know. And
I think he soloed for close to 10 minutes. I let him go. And then I started feeling bad because I said, he's got to be getting tired. He's just a little kid, you know. He can barely reach the pedals, and he's tearing these drums up. And I'm like, man.
So David, you know, and if you guys don't know what they're talking about, they keep saying the word Joey. That's Joey Jams. You guys, everybody knows Joey JMZ. He has his group now, Mi Loca Pasión, a tribute to La Mafia. That's the Joey that they're talking about. So here he is, man. You know, 13-year-old kid touring with these guys. Now,
love you, Joey.
Now, Papa, David, when you guys would get places, and I own a nightclub, and you got this 13-year-old kid, like, what would the owners tell you? I mean, did they already know beforehand? Or was there ever any like, hey, dude, you can't bring that chavalo in here?
Yes, we did run into situations like that where we did some places that were 21 and older. And there was times that we ran into situations, I know Lubbock being one of them, up in West Texas, where they were pretty strict on that. And they said, well, he's not allowed, you know, we were sound checking, and they said, well, when it comes time to do the gig, he's not going to be allowed to come in because he's a minor. And his parents weren't there. And I said, well, that's why I had to do a bunch of legal stuff, you know, paperwork, stuff like that with his mom. But yeah, and they said, well, he's not going to be able to perform. And I said, well, if that's the case, you know, these are sold out shows. And I would just tell him, well, if he doesn't perform, then it looks like we're not going to perform, and there's going to be a big problem here. So they had to.
Their hands are tied. How well will they have to let you guys let him play?
Yeah. But yeah, it got to that point, and then to where they had to let him play, but they did have restrictions. I had to take him in, let him perform. As soon as we got off, right back outside. He couldn't stay inside or nothing like that.
Well, speaking of that one, Eddie, David said it, not me. Dave said it for the record. He brought up Lubbock, Texas, right? And I believe that Lubbock, Texas is the actual gig where Joey Jams, at 13 years old, had to drive a bunch of grown men all the way back to Snyder, Texas, bro. Can you believe that?
Wait a minute. I thought that was coming back from Florida because it was I-10 and there was less traffic. I can't remember.
It was I-35. It was I-35, and Joey, he had to drive.
No, he didn't have to. We kind of put him in a spot and told him.
But I'm only 13.
Yeah. He goes, but I'm only 13. I don't know how to drive. I said, you fixed to learn.
You'll learn today.
So I remember he couldn't even reach the pedal.
Shit,
I don't remember if he was on one knee. I really don't. I'm sure he's laughing right now. He's thinking about it. So Joey, send me a text and let me know how you were doing it. But we had him driving.
Dude, that's hilarious,
So
bro.
a lot of people ask, they're like, man, ever since I've known Joey, nobody hits harder than him, you know? How does he hit the drums so hard? Because he doesn't exactly look like he picks up weights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he had this massive crack on that snare, and you know, but when he first got in the band, it wasn't always like that, you know. And we were doing, I think we were doing a polka, and we did it might have been it's one of them polkas where we stop and he does something, you know, and I turned around and I told him, I don't know if I could cuss. Can I cuss something?
You can say whatever the fuck you want, bro. It's Bumper's Wacky Wednesday.
I turn around, I'm playing the accordion, and I turn around and I go, give me some fucking balls, Joey. Boom, pow, boom, pow, boom. I mean, he's
Bubba, how did you say it? One more time. How did you tell him?
Give me some fucking balls, man. You know, and you know what?
Hell yeah.
He's always been a massive, you know.
Oh, yeah.
His power is incredible on those drums, you know.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for those skins every night, you know, that I would watch him play and I'll be like, God, this is the same guy that came in and I told, you know, give me some balls.
Yeah.
And he was all balls after that.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, you started his career, and then, you know, now he has, you know, Loca Pasión doing his big thing.
He had a career already. He already had somewhat of a career because he was playing with Selena.
He played with Selena. He helped Selena before, yeah.
Yeah, so he was getting introduced to the downer industry at a young age.
Yeah.
And speaking of Selena, you guys ever had a chance to tour with Selena?
We did concerts with Selena, yes.
Yeah, we did concerts. Yeah. I did a lot of, when I was a kid, well, we were both like 7, 8 years old, and they were probably 9. And she used to sing at the same harmonicas that I would play at because Mr. Q knew my dad, and so I would always see her. You know, back in those days there wasn't many young musicians other than her, me, Bori Mauricio. You know, we were all drummers back then, and but man, she's an amazing star.
Even when I had Chavalos, I used to do Houston a lot. And Selena would gig with us a lot. Back then, she was only like 10 years old, though. She was barely starting.
It's crazy, right? To think of where you guys have been, the things you guys have seen, and how things turned out, right? Like how these, you know, and where you guys are at today. I always tell people this story, and if you're around me a lot, I would say probably my kids, some of my older Marines. You played a big part of my life, Dave, without even knowing.
Oh wow, thank you.
And so, you know, a lot of people, if you just started tuning in for the show, you don't know. I'm a retired United States Marine. I know I don't look at it. I'm not as lean, not as mean, but I'm still a Marine.
There you go.
That's a postcard.
Still a U.S. Marine, right? But there's a song as a kid that just hearing the first words, it always calmed me down. Don't ask me why. I still do it today as a 50-year-old man. If I'm nervous, if I'm like going somewhere, my mind's just like not right, whatever. All of a sudden I'll sing Una rosa y un clave. That's all. That's it. Just like that. That's it. And I'm good.
Huh.
You know, there was many times in Iraq in just ugly situations where like I would just walk away and I would say Una rosa y un clave. And I would do it so much that my Marines, the Walios, they were like, hey, how come you always stay there? How come you, what does that
They didn't know what
right?
you were talking about, yeah.
But it always brought a sense of, don't ask me why. It's just weird. It just always brought a sense of calmness. Even to now, like when I drive somewhere, like I'm bored, I'll just start blurting that out. For just that, there's no other song in my life that does that except that song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is there any particular
no,
reason
bro,
why?
It just
stuck to your head?
It just stuck in my head, bro. Like it's just Una rosa y un clave. Like I always say that. I
you know
do you do the whole song or just
no? I just do that
those
part,
first three.
the first 3 words, and I'm like, okay, I'm cool, I'm good. Whatever just happened, we're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying?
That song when we were putting it together, I was very scared of that song in the studio because it was in a key that I was not comfortable with on the keyboards. You know, keep it in mind, that was my first album producing for Excellencia, you know, and here I am playing the key of B. And I'm like, I wasn't very comfortable with that. So when it was time to record and stuff like that, man, I was so nervous because here all these guys, they're all masters at their instrument and stuff like that. And you know, I was...
And the vato de Tali can play the accordion, Dave?
Yeah. Put in the producer chair,
I don't want to get into all that, but yeah. I was like, well, wait a minute. That's
But
all you know? Well,
but
you
I
didn't tell me
knew-
that. But we were already gone.
I
but-
knew that song was gonna do something because of those first 3 words.
Yeah.
Bro,
De
but
una
it's the
rosa
way
y
you
clavel.
sing it, bro. Like, it's just, for some reason, it just brings a certain calmness to me, right? Just music. I mean, just that song in particular, man. And speaking of music, speaking of badass Tejano music, we team up with Rudy Trevino. You guys know Rudy Trevino,
yes.
right? We Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, Rudy Trevino. We team up every week. Well, I team up with him. He does the work, right? But we like to bring you the top 3 songs in La Onda Tejana on Rudy Trevino's Tejano Gold Countdown. And this is this week's top 3 songs in La Onda Tejana.
Hey, this is Rudy Trevino from Tejano Gold Countdown, and you're watching Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, and these are your top 3 songs of the week.
3.
Que te vaya mal, que tu mundo se llene de oscuridad, que llores por las noches gritando mi nombre y mueras por mí. Que te vaya mal, que tu mundo se llene de oscuridad, ojalá que te mueras.
2.
Quiero amarte, quiero amarte, quiero amarte y ser el dueño de tu amor.
1.
Es que no sabes lo que tú me haces sentir. Si pudieras un minuto estar en mí y sentir la llama ardiente que me quema de pasión por ti. Tejano Gold with Rudy Trevino.
Well, those are the top 3 songs in La Onda Tejana. Big shout out to La Diferencia holding on to going to the number 1 spot this week. Salud Sim, Lucky Joe, everybody, the top 3 La Onda Tejana this week. Speaking of songs, you've been with us since the beginning of the show, we told you that tonight we are going to air. Okay, Danny boy, we heard you,
Play the
dog.
song.
We heard you, bro. We heard you.
Hey, Danny.
Yeah. We have a brand new song by Excellencia or Dave. What are you? Is David Dianda y Excellencia? Where are we at?
We're Excellencia. That's it.
Excellencia.
Yeah.
That's it.
They
Okay.
just had me up front for some reason.
He's that beautiful face. That's what it is.
Yeah. I guess because I talk a lot.
For the very first time, you guys going to hear a brand new song by Excellencia. How long has it been since you released a new song, Dave?
It's been a while.
What's a while, Papo?
Well, I mean, officially release a song, it's been probably over, 20 years?
Yeah. If you
Something
want to
like-
get to that.
Like being technical, over 20
being
years.
technical, yeah.
So I want to make this very special, ladies and gentlemen. Over 20 years that Excellencia has not released a brand new song, and you guys are going to get to hear it first tonight, right here on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, because these dudes actually finished the song. When, Papo?
Last week?
No, the music last week, but the mixing and everything last night.
Yeah,
Probably
it was
about
done last
4,
night, yeah.
4 o'clock in the morning, something like that.
That's what I'm talking. Well, I got the sneak peek. I'll let you guys hear it, and you can in the comments let us know what you think. So right here, ladies and gentlemen, get your beer, pop it open, get your tequila shot, get ready to freaking take a shot. Brand new song from Grupo Excellencia que se llama
Voy a olvidarme de ti.
Yeah, that's
Voy
it.
a olvidarme de ti. Grupo Excellencia.
Voy a olvidarme de ti, aunque
and gentlemen, the brand new one by Excellencia. You guys heard it first right here on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. Guess what? If you really like that song, you're going to have to rewind the show tomorrow to hear it again because there's no official date for that song. You just guys got lucky that you were watching Bumpers Wacky Wednesday tonight and you guys got to hear it. And you know what, Papo? It would make me feel really, really good if you just tell me that you finished the song because you knew you were going to be on the show today.
Yeah, the day he told me, he goes, it's got to be finished.
I told him, I said, we got to finish it before Bumper Show.
That's awesome, man. You know what I really love, Dave and Papo, is like watching the comments as a song's being played. I don't really get to do that very often, you know, but when I'm watching the comments, nothing but fire. There's flames all over the place. Not only that, but people like just the iconic sound. Like you couldn't. I mean, everybody was like, it's a sound. Like you guys. Again, immediately you hear it. It's Excellencia.
And we want to thank Milo Rivas for the gritos.
Oh yeah, Milo.
That boy could throw some gritos. Man.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
tell you
he's
that
good.
much.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Now it's again, bro. That song right away. It's Excellencia sounding. It's gonna do great. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. So again, you're gonna have to just rewind Bumpers Wacky Wednesday over and over again if you want to hear the song. But when you guys release it, you're gonna push it a little. You're gonna,
of
course.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I got you. I think that will definitely end up on Rudy Trevino's Tejano Gold Countdown.
Awesome. Hopefully,
for
that'd be
sure,
great.
man.
Yes.
So all the Excellencia fans, I know you guys hearing that it makes the hair on your arm stand up. It did for me. You know what I mean? It just listening to it did it for me. David, you've seen the industry. Again, I really wanted people to take ear to what I said, 1978. You know, you were doing conjunto music, you're playing bajo, and you know, you and Jaime were able to bring the like we said, the show band to what conjunto music is. You went on your own, you did your own thing. You know, you did the Chavalos, Excelencias formed. You've got to see the industry grow, man. You're one of those artists, one of those pillars in La Onda Tejana that has been able to, you know, you've been around so, and I don't mean in a bad way, you've been around so long. You've got to see the way the industry has changed over the years, all the way up until now, till right now, right? Mm-hmm. You've been around, you've seen it all. Is there some things that maybe you go back, you would have changed?
Well, I kind of, you know, nowadays everything's social media, of course. You know, back in the day it was all, you know, vinyl, which are albums, CDs, cassettes, all that's
early morning radio tours.
Yeah, and then all the radio stations back in the day, you know, now everything's mainly just, you know, through social media. It's all internet stuff now. But I do miss all the radio stations because I know when I was with Capitol, when we released, you know, a new album or something like that, we would do a promotional tour and go from city to city, town to town, and just do it like that. Nowadays, everything's done, you know, through social media, of course. But if I could change something, that would be it, to go back to the old style, because I miss, you know,
the face-to-face interaction.
Yes, and you know, being there live.
I remember Bumper when you used to buy the CD of your favorite artist, and the first thing you do is you open it, and you all right, who's on it and who did
you
what.
can see all the credits,
and then you save that CD for whenever you go see them play, and you have something that they could sign.
Yep.
I feel like that whole process is
gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, pretty much.
I used to hate when I would open up the thing and there was no lyrics. Yeah. I used to love when they would have the lyrics on there.
Una rosa y un clavel.
But that's about it. But those
Remind me, I'll write it for you.
No, those were the Papo. Come on, me and Papo about right there. You know, that came from the day of the play and record on a tape that I stole from my tío, that I put paper and put a piece of tape in the corner so that I could record on, and I'll wait for the radio station to play it, right? Then you got to record, you got to wait for them to play the song you want to hear, record it, and then if you wanted to write the lyrics, it was like play, pause.
Yeah.
Play, pause. right? And hopefully you're right. You're right when it
Believe it
really
or
said.
not, that's how I wrote the lyrics to this song.
Yeah. Play stop. Play pause.
Wow,
Play
bro.
pause.
Really, Bubba? That's how you did it?
Yeah. He said to me, I said, I said, you want me to write the lyrics? He goes, I already did it.
And
He
then
sent it
David
to me.
shows up. I go, Dave, you need the iPad or something? He goes, no, I got the lyrics right here.
The old-fashioned way. I could have typed it up on the computer. I said, no, I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way because I like it better that way when I handwrite it.
Plus, you memorize it that way, too.
Yeah, that too. When you're writing it, you kind of...
Dave, also, you mentioned earlier that, Spanish has never, for you to just talk in Spanish is it's not something you do, right? You can sing in Spanish, you can write in Spanish, you can, actually write songs in Spanish. How hard is that? How hard is it for somebody who predominantly speaks English to think in Spanish and write in Spanish?
Well, like I told you, I can understand Spanish very well and I can write it very well. But my thing is, like when the tours that I've done in Mexico and they, all this, the media comes up, they just, for some reason, speak to me very, very fast. And so by the time they're done, I'm like, ooh, wait a minute. In my brain, I have to translate it from Spanish to English
and figure out how to tell them back in Spanish.
So then I got to go from English to Spanish. So they already told me all this stuff. So I'm like, whoa, okay. Whereas I should be able to, you would think by now I should be able to just hear it and automatically just, respond.
Go back at them. Yeah.
I'm getting a lot better, though, I must say.
We did a show back in 1990 to 91, and it was called, it was many shows, but one in particular was A La Cama
con
Porcel.
Porcel. That was in Miami.
In Miami. And we're in this room, and there's like maybe 10 girls. Like, I thought David was pretty tall, but these girls were big. And then of course, Porcel comes out, and he comes to the room, and he starts talking to us, and we're all looking at each other like,
what did he just say?
What did he just say? Because
but none of us really spoke much Spanish back then, believe it or not, but we didn't.
And I thought we kicked it off on the wrong foot because we parked in his parking space.
Yeah, we were in his space, and we were like, "Whoa, sorry."
He almost did that tonight too. I had to move his ass tonight. He parked in the old wife spot. Boy, I was like, hey, Dave, I love you, but you're going to have to back up and put it behind my truck.
You got to move that Mercedes Benz.
I said, no, because my wife will come right here in the studio door and she'll just stare and look. Like, which one of you son just parked in my parking spot, man? I love what you guys have done, man. You and here you guys are, man. What are we talking? 30 years? More?
You're going to have to go a little more than that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you out, Dave, right
No,
here.
I'm good.
But you guys are still here. You're kicking ass, man. And La Onda's still kicking ass. I don't care what people say. If you're one of those people that talk negative about our industry, I take come next week. Come next week. Come Thursday, downtown, anywhere downtown San Antonio. Come Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and go see the crowds that are going to be out here. Right? Go see and it'll tell you if Tejano's dead. It's not. It's alive. It's vibrant. It's just different. It's just different, man. Dave brought up a great point. Social media is different, right? Like that's how a lot of people promote their stuff, promote their brand, promote who they are, promote their music, stuff like that. So, times have changed. Industry's changing, but our music's still the same.
Exactly.
Right.
Like in my heart, nothing's changed. I love La Onda. I love Tejano. And if I could do Tejano for many, many years to come, I'd do it. Because that's what's in my heart. I've always loved it. I mean, it's what my dad embedded in my heart. And, I remember the first recording I ever did was at Zaz Studios. I was 7 years old in 1979. And we were so eager to record that we were there at 4 o'clock in the morning. Our session was until 9, So
can we come in early? No, we can't come until 9.
It kind of sounds like our Excellencia sessions.
To a certain point, when I was doing this song, I had that feeling, feeling of
that nostalgia, right? The nostalgia
man.
back
It's
in
like,
the day. Yeah, hell yeah.
It's like, man, can I do this? Can people gonna like it? I already knew once we throw David's voice on there, it's Excellencia. I mean, his voice is not replaceable.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
It's very unique.
It's very unique, but I just wanted to make sure that musically, that I could match up to what we had. And I like Lalo's my boy. Anything I do, I send his way, like always waiting for his opinion and stuff like that. And he grew up Excellencia también, and he, if anybody would know that, that's the sound, and he would have told me, you missed the nail, or something,
something like that, yeah.
Well, we love what we do here, man. We love to bring you interviews like this and stuff like this, and we couldn't do what we do without people helping us bring you new material, go out there and take shows all over the place. We couldn't do without our sponsors of Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. So with that being said, anybody that sponsors us, make sure you guys go out there. If you need a lawyer, if you need a new roof, if you're a veteran, you're looking, all those things that, that these people do, go out there, show them some love, and let them know Bumper sent you.
Pinners, San Antonio's premier men's clothing store. From suits to casual wear and accessories to our authentic Guayaberas, Pinners is known not only for our outstanding quality, but for our free expert custom tailoring to ensure you get the perfect fit every time. The experience of being fitted at Pinners is one of a kind. Come see why Pinners has been serving our customers for over 100 years. Located downtown on West Commerce with convenient free parking. Pinners, family owned since 1916.
Looking to purchase your dream home or want to sell your existing home? Call our friend Ricky Ray, the realtor, at 956-424-5724. He will help you get approved. No credit, low credit, no problem. So give him a call today at 956-424-5724.
Hey guys, it's Leo Correa with Grupo La Calma and Internet and Marketing Manager here at Ron Hoover RV and Marine Center in Odessa, Texas. Our General Manager, Mr. Anthony Patterson, a huge fan of Tejano music. So we are proud to announce that we are proud sponsors of the Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. Every Wednesday, guys, if you know anyone, family member, friends that is in the market right now, make sure you come by and visit us here at Ron Hoover RV and Marine Center in Odessa, Texas. You can visit us online, www.ronhoover.com. If you're in the market for a fifth wheel, we have both C classes, A classes. We have travel trailers, everything that you need to make memories with your family. Come by over here. We're located at 1529 East 2nd Street. 1529 East 2nd Street here in Odessa, Texas, or give me a call. Our cell phone number is 210-906-3796. We're here for you guys, and come by and see why everyone's talking about Ron Hoover of Odessa, Texas, your West Texas. Yes, guys. Vámonos.
Are you a disabled veteran unsure if you're receiving all the benefits you deserve? Contact Just for Veterans, Coach Retired Sergeant Major United States Marine Corps, Oscar Ornelas at 951-388-4072. With a deep passion for serving veterans from all branches, he specializes in VA ratings to ensure you receive what you've earned for serving our nation. At Just for Veterans, getting your disability claim processed is now straightforward, thanks to our veteran design system. Don't delay. Book your consultation today with Oscar Ronellis at 951-388-4072. Remember to mention you've seen this ad on Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. Just for Veterans, if you don't win your claim, you don't owe us anything. Your benefits matter, and we're here to help.
Hello, everyone. Rick Valderrama, mortgage loan originator with Vantage Bank, mortgage NMLS ID number 428763. I'm here to share with you some information about an amazing program that we are offering in low to moderate income areas and high minority areas in the whole state of Texas. This program offers zero down, no private mortgage insurance, and credit scores as low as 580. All applications are subject to credit approval. Reach out to me for more information.
yeah, babe. And you guys are coming to San Antonio. You guys hear me talk about it every single week. One of our biggest sponsors, Gilbert's Mexican Restaurant, 410 in Marbach. One of the best Mexican, Tejano, Tex-Mex. You call it whatever the hell you want. I promise you, when you leave there, you're going to be full, you're going to be happy, and you're going to have some great service, man. Gilbert's Mexican Restaurant, 410 in Marbach. If you're coming to Fanfare, you're looking for somewhere to eat lunch, brunch, dinner, whatever, you go over there, you ask for the Javi special, right? You get the Javi special. It's 2 enchiladas, carne guisada on the inside, homie. Carne guisada gravy mixed with the enchilada sauce, some of that good old American yellow cheddar cheese, arroz, frijoles, tortillas, un sweet tea. No, hombre, cállate, shut up. This shit's good, bro. It's the bomb. And then, of course, you can go see pictures of David and Papa when they were like 14, 15. I promise you, they got pictures of them. And they're great Tejano memorabilia. And again, just a great place to go and eat and be in the midst of all that Tejano history that they have in there. Our good friends at Gilbert's Mexican Restaurant. And don't forget, if you're in an accident, if you're ever in an accident and you're looking for an injury attorney, I know you get the 444 and all that. Those are all commercials. I want you guys to know those are big commercial injury attorneys. You're not going to, the Hammer's not going to be your lawyer, dude. You call my boy right here, Andrew Toscano, 210-732-6091. He's going to be your personal injury attorney. He will take care of everything from beginning to end, get you to everything that you need to get you the most money that he can get for you. Injury attorney, Andrew Toscano, 210-732-6091. Hit him up. Let him know Bumper sent you. Air conditioning is about to get hot, boys. About to get real hot.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody needs their air. You need to get it tuned up right now. Don't wait till it's 110 degrees outside because these dudes are going to be booked, right? You want to make your stuff now. You want to get your stuff checked out to make sure it's ready to go for this heat that's coming. Right? Pinnacle Air, my good friend Richard Trevino, hit him up at 210-722-7231. That's 210-722-7231. He's currently booking right now for getting your AC ready for summer. What would you call it? A tune-up or algo así, right?
Maintain.
Little maintaining your air conditioning unit that keeps you cool all summer. Hit him up. Pinnacle Air. And then our brand new sponsor, Bumpers Wacky, we got you covered, Dave.
Oh, good man.
Hey, you got a leaky roof? You've had a roof for over 10, 15 years, right? You tired of driving up and looking at this ugly roof that's falling apart. You got to hit up my boys at SMA Roofing and Remodeling. Steven Martinez, big Tejano fan, also a Navy veteran, 210-535-9719. That's 210-535-9719. Get your roof redone. This guy will take care of it. He does a great job. He's an honest guy. And let him know Bumper sent you. Ooh, we're talking about Fanfare. We're talking about downtown. We're talking about Market Square. We're talking about all these places to be next weekend. Well, there's one place for you to be next Saturday. One day, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't Thursday. It ain't Friday. It ain't Sunday. Only Saturday, March 14th, downtown San Antonio. Bump, where's it at? Go to the Market Square. You can't miss it. Milan Park is right across the street from Market Square, right in front of the Wells Fargo where some of you park behind there. You'll see it. You'll hear it. It's going to be closed off, right? I think this week is the last week for pre-sale tickets. After that, everything's going to be sold at the door. You can get your tickets at eventmania.com. You like that, Eddie? .com. The Forever Jimmy G Music Festival, March 14th, downtown San Antonio. Mike Gonzalez and the Iconics, David Lee Garza y los Musicales, the Delta Boys, and of course, El Hijo de San Antonio, La Voz. Mr. Jay Perez is also going to be there with the band. David Farias y La Tropa F also performing La Des, Sin Código, and Horizonte Norteño. They're all going to be there, hosted by yours truly, Bumper Gomez. It's going to be a day you do not want to miss. So if you're flying in, you're coming in for Fanfare, block off Saturday because your place to be is Milan Park, downtown San Antonio for the Forever Jimmy G Music Festival. And one more thing, there's going to be a mobile museum that's dedicated to Jimmy G. Some of Jimmy G's memorabilia will be there on display for you guys to take your families through. It's open to all ages. So make sure you guys get your tickets. We'll see you guys in, I don't know, 11 days, something like that, on the 14th. Yeah. It's going to be a good time. Saludos to our friends, Vanessa and Fela. Our Milwaukee, Wisconsin family. All the Mexican fiesta people. We're going to be there. Saludos to Vic, Rudy. They're doing Thursday night. They do this thing called the Radio Gala. It's pretty cool, man. Vic has been doing it for the last few years. So they bring in radio stations, podcasts, not ours, but other podcasts. They all set up. And, you know, if you're an up and coming artist and you want to get your name out there, you want to meet the program directors, you want to meet the people that are putting on festivals, it would behoove of you to go there. You walk through and meet all these people. You want to get on some of these podcasts, they're going to be there. Get a date. All those things, you can knock it out at one time. Starting fanfare Thursday night. I want to say they're doing it at Mustangs, right, Eddie? I think it's at Mustangs. I could be wrong. I don't have the flyer for it, but you know, I show love to everybody. Everybody shows love. Right. I show love to them. And don't forget, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for the biggest Tejano weekend in San Antonio next weekend. Dave, you gonna walk around or no? You don't. If you're not playing, you don't really go.
Most of the time, I don't.
Because you just don't want to be bothered, right?
Well, I'll hang out with you.
I'm gonna have Dave. We're gonna have our tent set up. I'll get David. He can come hang out with us there at the Jimmy G Fest. We're here with Excellencia. If you guys missed it, you're gonna have to go back and rewind. They released a song. They haven't released a song in over 20 years. We played it right here on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. Beautiful, beautiful song. Straight up Excellencia sound, brother. That's what's cool. Because you know, Dave, a lot of people like to venture off and they kind of do their own thing. Which brings me to the last part of the show. David Dianda, Excellencia, you're at the top, bro. You're kicking ass, taking names, touring the world, having a blast. What happens? David just says one day, hey, I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm out. Can you take us back to that?
Which day are you talking about?
Bubba, which time?
Which time? I'm known to reinvent myself.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go. I mean, reinventing yourself to David Dianda. How did that come about?
Well, I mean, sometimes I try things, and if it doesn't seem to work out, or if sometimes I just want change, then I'll do it. Like I have done one name that you hadn't mentioned. I did Excellencia for quite a few years, and then took a little break, and then I came back as La Ley, which is a conjunto also, because I had to get, you know, I had the itch of playing conjunto music again, so I did a couple albums with La Ley. Then, of course, when I was touring everywhere, people were asking me for Excellencia, and I'm like, uh-oh. So I'm like, well, okay. So I went back with Excellencia and stuck with it ever since.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
But well, you know, being with Excellencia, what was one of the most memorable places to play for the group Excellencia?
Oh, wow. That's a good question.
We toured with it. Gosh.
There was a lot of places, but for some reason, man, Stardust and, you know, El Dorado.
Yeah,
you know,
El Dorado.
There was always something special about El Dorado. And of course, San Antonio at El Dorado, right? I think that's what it was
El Dorado Ranch or what? Something.
No, it was just.
It was just called El Dorado?
El Dorado, I believe. It was right there off of 410
what was the one that's on the hill? T-Town, no?
T-Town.
T-Town.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, that was very memorable, but for
Sure.
we won't talk about
sure
that.
It was.
But I'm pretty sure a lot of people know the story. But no, there were some good venues. I mean, back then, man, there were just so many good venues.
Oh yeah, tons.
You know, you
There's
could
lots
do
of them.
Runge, you could do Kennedy, you could do, you know, Carn City, you could do Schulenburg, you could do
the small towns and people would show up, right?
Bro, 1,000 people, no problem. You know, back in those days.
In Runge, Texas, bro.
Runge, Texas,
wow.
bro.
Bro, why would you play in Runge? The only thing big in Runge is a damn church hall.
There was this little. No, it was an outdoor gig in
It
Runge.
was okay.
Yeah, it was an outdoor
Yeah,
gig.
it was. Now you're saying that, yeah.
Yeah. But
That's
places
crazy.
like in Gonzales, you know, Hermanson's Hall,
Yeah.
places like that where communities came out. It wasn't just about that party animal that wanted to go to the club.
Yeah.
You know, it's when the community came out, and you know, they took their setups, they took their, you know, it was a cool deal. You know, to
times
see
were
back
different.
then. Yeah.
And you know, I always tell people, you know, sometimes people ask, so what's wrong with Tejano music? Like how you know, the young kids, we don't have a lot of young people. And I know I say this a lot, but I want to embed it in your head. I think what really has changed from now to back then was, I just told you, I was 12 years old. I was at the El Dorado with my foot against the back wall, jamming to Excellencia without my parents. My parents didn't go to the bailes.
Oh, wow.
My mom would drop me off.
Oh, wow.
Right? I would save money. I would get my pre-sale ticket. I would get dropped off and, you know what I mean? Hang out, hopefully get a ride home. My mom would take me, you're going to get a ride home. Right?
Yeah,
you would get a ride home.
With those kind of roots, no wonder why your dedication to Tejano was so big.
But what I'm saying is, like, so many kids would go with their parents and they were allowed to go into these halls, right? And, you know, you would sleep on 3 chairs with the little with the mantel from the table. That was your cover, or one of your tío saco, whatever, would cover you. That's how we were raised.
I used to sleep in my dad's bajo case.
But nowadays, that doesn't exist. Like those, if you stop to think, like in today's world, that doesn't exist. You can't go to a salon besides a quince or a wedding. You can't go to a baile and bring a 13, 14, 15-year-old kid. They want to be 21 and up, right? You know what I'm saying? That's I don't know if that's the law.
It's kind of hard to embed Tejano music into a young person that cannot go into the place where there's what?
When you're
Tejano
13,
music.
you're seeing all these chicks in the front of the stage screaming Papo and Dave, and you're just like, damn, dog, I want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't. Where do they have chances to see that? Festivals. Right, there's not that many, right? Festivals, stuff like that. So, you know, that's kind of things. That's where a lot of things have changed, I think. And I always talk about, you know, when you hit about 25 or 26, I think you start trying to find yourself, and you go back to what your dad and you go back to your roots, and you want to go back and listen to that to the music that you remember as a kid. Well, I've always listened to it, but I'm just that's my thought. Process on where we're at with music. And before we let you guys go, like, you guys had so many songs, bro. Like so many songs. Was there ever a song that was just became a hit for Excellencia that was a filler track?
That would be one. And Portucelos was...
Portucelos was kind of risky.
No way. That was a filler song, dude.
Let me tell you why.
That was the last song on the album.
David brought me a cassette, and it said Los Bandonosos. And then I looked at the cassette, and he goes, there's some songs on there. Listen to it and see what you come up with, you know? And Portucelos was on there. And I was thinking, but this is kind of risky. This is not Excellencia, you know? And Portucelos and Un Ángel got arranged. I did it all in the same week, although they came out on different albums. Portucelos, I was really happy about that one. Un Ángel, I was kind of iffy about it, but it ended up being great, you know. But yeah, definitely that one. And then on the first album, Speedy wrote a song. Now, I'm not saying that song wasn't good. It was great. But I didn't think of it at the time as a, you know, this is just a filler. But no, it ended up being like, we couldn't play a place without playing it.
Isn't that crazy, bro?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A song that y'all probably would have left off the album. Like,
well, I know we had,
when
we did the Portucelos album, that wasn't even supposed to be called that, but the song... You know, we had the song, and I said, we needed one song. We had 9 songs, and we had a deadline, so
that whole album was special.
Got in there, yeah, and it just
everything about that album was special. You know, it was the album that did the best for us, and it was also very interesting in the studio because as we were waiting for some of the guys to come in, some never did come in, and it's just me and Adolf, and we're like, do we start knocking this out or what? So I got on the drums and Adolf, and we're just going like almost one take per song. Just boom, boom, let's do it.
We had one that was extremely hard to get in there. I won't say any names, but...
Yeah.
He goes real slow.
Yeah. But other than that...
He's the opposite of slow.
We would get in there, and then sometimes we'd be there till 4 or 5 in the morning. You know, that's just the way it was, you know, waiting
But
for somebody to show up. If not, we'd improvise, do what we had to do. We had to record
But you know,
tracks, and we did it.
At the end of the sessions, at the end of the albums, we always knew there was something about it. You know, we didn't know which one was going to be the hit, but we knew there was something about these songs. And I don't know if it was just the vibe of, you know, the what do you call it? Chemistry between me, David, and Adolf, and or Speedy, or I don't know what it was, but at the end, when we're listening to the playback, we're like, wow, that's us. You know?
Yeah.
That's us.
So do you ever, like, for both of you, do you ever cruise somewhere, jam an old Excellencia song and listen to it and be like, I probably wouldn't have done this. I would have done this.
It's definitely happens.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
A lot. But
I always hear stuff and I'm like, I think I could have done this, or I could have done that, or I could have done it better, or maybe if I would have tried it this way, or.
But I told David, if you changed it, maybe it wouldn't have been that.
Yeah, that's true too.
You know, when you're over trying to do something, when it felt right the first time, it probably was right. You know, and then, but you know how we are. We always second guess ourselves and stuff like that.
So David and Papo, Excellencia, the group, the band. Gonna see you back on the stage, back on the road? You like it? Both at the same time.
Well, we're old guys.
Only time will tell.
I mean,
that's the answer should be, if the money's right, there's can always be an excellence.
Well, the money's right, but more importantly, if the people demand it or ask for it enough for us to, you know, do this one more time.
Man, bro, I and this is me, maybe because we're just big, me and Eddie are big Excellencia fans, right? But I think if a promoter was able to put an Excellencia show together where it, like, you have at least a couple of months in advance where they could really push the shit out of it, like everywhere. Yeah. I think you guys could literally pull something like that off, right? Because I mean, look at the little reaction of, you know, the two people we have watching the show all night, right? The reaction we got from them hearing the brand new Excellencia song, right? But to see you guys on the stage again, bro, live.
We have a gig. It's to be a big one. I don't know if we're allowed to even say that right now.
Well, you already started talking.
Well, no,
Dave doesn't even know what you're talking about.
No, I do. I know what he's talking about.
We're doing a gig in July.
Yeah, no, it's already it's out there. We can talk about it.
We're doing a gig in July, and that lineup is gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah,
you know,
where's the gig at?
In Las Vegas. Excellencia has never done any of the shows in Las Vegas.
You're going with our good friend David Chavez. How well?
like Mel says.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Well, save your pennies. Stop going to the little macanitas over here in the small town. Save your money, right? So you could go play the real macanitas in Vegas, and you guys can check out Excellencia, man. You know, David, Papo, for me, doing what I do, bro, it is a real. I know we've been bullshitting, whatever, but on the real, man. It, for me, this is so awesome for me, man, because I grew up seeing you guys. Long hair, of course. You guys are all cleaned up now. I'm talking long hair, the whole deal, right? We grew up. You know, my wife as well, her family, they're big Excellencia. You know, my wife, you know, she grew up in the Homestead area. You know what I mean? So she always hear her say the Homestead Armory. You guys said it earlier. So, like, and that's just me and my wife. All the people tonight, like all the dance halls that they were throwing out there where they used to go see you guys. It's nostalgia, bro. It's nostalgia, and the love for Excellencia is still there. And I promise you, no matter if it's beyond Vegas, people will come watch. That'd be great, for sure, man.
Yeah,
that's for sure. So Dave, when you know some of the gigs that you do, you do them as just, you know, David DeAnde kind of play a little bit of everything.
Play a little bit of everything. Yeah, most of our hits and stuff like that.
That's cool. And you're open for gigs now like that?
Yeah. For now.
So guys, if you guys want to hire David, I mean, that's a price. But if you want to go bigger, you want to go big or go home, Dave, how can they get a hold of you to get you for
now?
gigs?
It would just have to be at a 832-722-2921.
Hey, you know how you went to Miami and you were talking real fast? They were talking real fast. My producer has to hear you so he can put the numbers right on the thing. One more time.
832-722-2921. And if that changes, then of course on social media we will.
Hey, you guys go hit him up on social media. Let him know. Papa, before we call it a night, man. What are you working on, man? I congratulations on you were part of the Elida camp for
many years. Yeah.
Many years. I got to see you on your. Well, I was a little hurt, dude, because it was the last show.
Oh no!
But then I started like going around social media, and then I said, wait a minute, they're playing again. I thought San Antonio was it, but it was a private, and it was already a done deal.
It was one of those things that. It was from our heart. We couldn't say no to the occasion.
Oh, you can't say no to those guys for sure, bro.
Yeah, we've been friends for years, and Lalo's really close to them, and we're all close to them also. But and bringing it back to what you were talking about, us doing something or whatever, we will be finishing up the EP. This is going to be an EP, and we'll be finishing that up. And once we do that, we'll see what happens with the future of Excellencia.
Eddie, but there's a real question. The real question is, are you going to start letting your hair grow now? Or
That is a good question.
I think I look like Raiden.
Oh, my goodness, man. But no, back to what I was saying, man. It has been an honor, dude, and a privilege to have you guys here on our show and to be able to sit down and talk to you guys. I know a lot of people out there, you probably have a million questions for Dave, for Papo, for, Excellencia. If I went through every single one of them, we'd be here for...
We got time for a couple of
Yeah, we got Eddie. Did you?
Because I've been reading right
there. Or no? That was your post, Eddie. That was your post. You got to be on it right there. You got to be on it. Give me one good one.
I think I saw somebody from Alabama. Wow, Excellencia fan in Alabama.
In Greenbow? Well, no, it's not. Forrest Gump. Somebody said, I remember one time I seen him at a Walmart. He was arguing with somebody in Big Spring, Texas in the 90s.
Who? Dave? Oh,
Big Spring. I don't know. I agree with a lot of people.
In the 90s,
it wasn't one of my guys.
It's probably one of you guys you're arguing with.
Well, hopefully it was with somebody.
Yeah, really.
I want to go to Las Vegas. See you guys there. I'm trying to see. Sign me up. I'm there. Eddie, while Eddie's looking, we did a post. Hey, will you? If you guys release the EP, you're going to put a lot of thought into the artwork and the...
Yes, most definitely.
Hearing you say that is very important to you guys on how I look. But you're right, man. I remember when we got CDs, you get them out and open them up real closely. Real slowly. Knock them out, read all the credits, all the lyrics. We have a question, Eddie, or no?
It's a very serious one.
Uh-oh.
Joey Jimenez.
From Joey Jimenez?
Yeah, he put out on Facebook. He said, why did you cut your hair?
Out of all the questions, Dave, why did y'all cut y'all's hair?
Because I didn't get a sponsorship. for hair products.
We were talking about it later, but I actually asked these guys off camera. Like, I could imagine the amount of hairspray these guys had to take in the late 80s, early 90s. For the amount of hair you guys have, and
we all had our own.
Y'all had your own different kind?
All of us had our own, yeah.
What did you use, Dave? What was yours?
Whatever was under the roof. Whatever would hold it up.
Mine was Aquanet with White Rain.
I haven't heard White Rain in a long time.
He had to kill the smells one way or another.
Exactly. White Rain was for the smell.
Because Aquanet was awful. But it worked good.
It worked like a champ.
Aquanet was probably one of the... Because the expensive products that I tried, it would hold your hair up, but then it would come down. Now the Aquanet, you could get a sledgehammer and that didn't come down.
So Papa and David, when you guys had hair like that and y'all would do these shows and y'all would come out, did y'all have a lady back there doing your hair, or y'all all did your own stuff?
We had, there was these ladies that would follow us, and I called them my soccer team moms because
I remember them.
I was young. And they took me under the wing, they showed me the ropes because they were following Excellencia already for a long time, and they used to follow La Mafia way back in the days. And one of them, she's passed away, may she rest in peace. But they were always there for whatever we needed. I mean, if we needed last minute, somebody needs cigarettes or some
they
beer.
Would go and knock it out, get it for you guys.
Yeah. At the same time, they would bring us food. They knew we were working hard during sound check, and and sometimes, a lot of times they would help out with the hair.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, did Excellencia ever have a bus at one time? Always a van.
I don't think we ever had a bus. Not a tour bus.
No, it was.
You probably rented a few for
the
some
country
big
band.
Yeah, for the country band. Yeah, we had tour buses, but yeah, as far as Excellencia, we always.
But that's why we're making money back in the days. We had no bus, no overheads.
Manuel Rodriguez said, "Los piojos, papa." That's awesome, man. Well, we come to the part of the show where we let each one of you guys any saludos, any thank yous you guys want to do. We'll start with you, Papa.
Well, first of all, I was noticing all the activity on the screen. People, wanting to ask questions and stuff like that. So sorry, we have a time on the show and stuff like that. But we just want to send our love to everybody, all the fans, all the old school fans, new school fans, future fans, and we'll do our part. We'll hit the studio and try to do our best to bring back the sound that y'all like from Excellencia, and hopefully anything that we do in the future, y'all guys support us.
Yeah, that's right, Papa. Well said. Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you to all the Wacky Wednesday, all the bumper people out there that love Bumper Show, which I know I do. I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in today to see Excellencia. And I would like to apologize if we did not get to answer all questions, but if we were to do something like that, we would be here for quite some time. But
maybe with the next
future,
single,
with the next single you come back, and it'll be all Q&A.
And we want to thank you also, Bumper, because you have the heart of a Tejano, and keeping this movement going is very difficult at this time. But
yes, sir,
you're doing it, man.
we need more people like you.
Yeah,
they're out there, man. They're out there. But I couldn't do what I do without my producer Eddie, and he's just behind the cameras.
Eddie.
He keeps us going. He keeps us straight. But before we call it a night, 2 quick questions. Your Bajo Sexto, got some history with it?
Yeah, the Bajo Sexto I have belonged to my tío Raúl de Anda, and it's over 100 years old, and it's my pride and joy. I would have brought it, but I forgot.
It's over 100 years old.
Oh yeah. It's a Macias.
Got to be a man to play it, man. The freaking strings.
Yeah, the neck's pretty big. It's one of the old school, one of the original ones.
Dang, bro. And then somebody told me to ask you about a stolen van.
Oh, wow.
Maybe
that wasn't a van. It was our equipment truck.
We lost everything.
Everything.
We're talking about the saxophones from Rick Pitino and Jesse Peralez, from the ones they have from back in the Mafia days.
Keyboard.
I lost 3 accordions.
And they never appeared.
Never found it. Nothing.
Nah.
What town was it?
It happened to my house in Houston.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always H-Town.
Yeah, H-Town.
Jingo, H-Town. Come on, baby. But H-Town, don't forget, this is San Antonio, capital of Tejano music. I got love for you guys. I got love for everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another great episode of Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. Again, like these guys said, if we could go to every question, we definitely would, but we couldn't do that, right? It's what makes Bumpers Wacky Wednesday wacky. We're just all over the place. We're having a good time. So don't forget, if you're coming next weekend, come by and say hi to us at the Jimmy G Fest. We'll also be walking around showing some love there at the all the festivities, everything going on downtown next weekend, having to do with La Onda Tejana. Looking forward to seeing everybody. You know, I had an absolute amazing time tonight. Like it just for me, the nostalgia of being around these two guys, legends, bro, legends. Even without the long hair. Right, even without the long hair.
Next time we'll wear wigs.
We'll wear wigs, right? We should have started with some
But you
wigs,
have
bro.
to wear one also.
I'll wear one. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I almost started the show without a shirt one time, and Eddie, he said, "I'm not going to turn on the cameras until you put a shirt on." Eddie, who are we going to do it with? J.R. Gomez?
Might have been Jr.
It might have been J.R. When he dared, he's like, "Adrian, let's go." I said, "Fuck it, let's do it." He's like, "I'm not turning the cameras on until you guys put a fucking shirt back on." Right? So, Stevie Ray, thanks for tuning in. Stevie, still saludos to Stevie Ray Bavages.
Stevie.
Right?
Go,
So, all
Stevie.
the musicos who tune in, man, it means so much to us that you guys are tuning in, showing love to Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. To all the radio stations out there, everybody that shows us love, we thank you. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share if you're watching us on Facebook, on YouTube. Eddie, we did another milestone, we hit like over 34,000. We're at 34,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
We're at 34,000. We're
Awesome,
trying to get to 35,000. So if you're not following us on Facebook, do us a favor and hit the follow and stay up to date on everything Tejano music, norteño music, country music, cultura, Excellencia. We have it all, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So y'all be on the lookout like that. Be on the lookout for the brand new Excellencia song. We'll let you guys know. I'm sure it'll be on What's Bumper Bumpin' right before they release it. And don't forget to check out Rick Valderrama's brand new one. Somebody's on it. You might know. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you guys next week. Big show next week. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Look for the flyer.